Knowing what material you're going to use is half the battle. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how those materials come in different raw stock forms and how they affect your designs in CAD. So let's get into it. In the last lesson, we talked about how to pick out the proper material to meet the design criteria that we're working under. In this one, we're going to talk about how that different material comes in different raw stock forms. So let's come over to the board and get into it. Now, generally speaking, we're going to generalize this a lot, and we're going to break this into three main categories. Now, there is more, but these are the main three that you're going to be working towards at the very beginning of your design career. Now, sheet and plate, bar and billet, and tube are those main three categories. We're going to start with sheet and plate and kind of talk about that a little bit further. If we are designing something in sheet, what we're talking about is something that is much thinner in its thickness than its overall width and length profile. And what we're going to see with this width and length profile is that these can be very, very different. Everything from, say, 12 by 12 inches all the way up to 5 foot by 10 foot. These are typically made in a big coil fashion. They're extruded and put into a big coil fashion, and they come off at very set thicknesses from the manufacturer. These cannot be changed, and so we have to design around those. For example, if we're designing something, say, in CRS or cold rolled steel, these are going to come off at a set thickness that doesn't allow us to have 1/8 of an inch. So if our part is 0.125, what we have to do is select anything either from 0.119 or 0.135. Those are the two thicknesses that split that. So you're going to have to go a little thicker or a little thinner than your original design to match that in the sheet form. Where we differentiate sheet versus plate is about the 1/4 inch thick mark. Now, this is going to be varied depending on where you're from or who defines it, but here we're just kind of splitting that difference at about 1/4 of an inch. We switch to the plate definition. They are still the same thing. We're still talking about a much larger, wider part that is thinner in profile. One big thing that you typically do not see a lot, though, in sheet and plate is subtractive on it. If you get into the plate more towards 1/2 inch thick or more, you might start seeing some secondary operations for a CNC mill to be operating on it and making pockets, and that's when you'll see that a little bit more. But generally speaking, we're talking about an object that is cut in 2D and that stays in 2D. Now, the last thing is that you often see plate or sheet metal parts have secondary operations like bending, tapping, hardware installation, or like in this case on this part, zinc plating. This is typically a secondary operation type material. Okay, moving on to bar and billet. Now, bar and billet is a little bit different in the way that the thickness now is going to match the overall outside length and width profiles a little bit more closely. So it's a little bit more proportional. This might be something that you haven't really seen a whole lot of, but this is a chunk of billet aluminum here. This right here has an outside profile that we're going to be looking at in here, and this is the first thing that we need to pick out. So there's a lot of different shapes that they come in. This one happens to be a rectangular, and squares are rectangles. And we have rod, U-channel, 90-degree angle or L channels, and a lot more different shapes and sizes. And these are done through an extrusion process. How that they come to you is that they get cut into set lengths. So when you are picking out your profile, the next thing you're going to want to pick out is your width and your thickness. So in this one, it's 3 by 3, so they're the same, so it's a square. And then you pick out your length, and then that length gets cut out of a long bar, and that profile is done using a bandsaw. So now you have two rougher sawn areas with an extrusion finish on the ends. One thing that you want to make sure, though, is that when you are CNC milling a billet piece, you want to oversize it typically. Unless you have a surface in which you don't really care about on your part, you're going to want to have something that you can hold on to on your part, remove all the material, and actually bring it down to a CNC finish all the way around to hold your tolerances. So now moving on to tube. Tube is the last of our categories for our raw stock options that we're going to talk about. And this, as well as billet, has a lot of different end profiles that we can pick from. We can have everything from a square or rectangle, circle, we can have triangular ones as well. And these different shapes just have different dimensions that we need to pick out. The first one is the overall outside diameter on a circle, or that overall outside width and thickness that we're going to be looking for. The last thing that we're going to talk about is that this has a thickness as well, and similar to sheet metal, those thicknesses are dictated by the manufacturer, and we need to fall within using those thicknesses in our designs to match everything up nicely. Okay, so now, in previous lessons, we talked about how material plus machines equals reality. We've dictated how we pick out our material and how the raw stock forms come. And so now, to finish this lesson out, we're done talking about material. In the next lesson, we're going to start talking about how the machines dictate the different designs and how we're going to draw things out in CAD. So we'll see you on the next one.